Hi all, my name is Pooneh, and I'm a career advisor at the moment and a general manager in a German company. So I was asked to share my journey with you guys and hope you can get some inspiration and motivation from my story. As a child, I didn't have a very great childhood because my father left us at the age of 2. So I had a very challenging childhood, financially and emotionally. So you can imagine what I actually went through as a girl whose daughter left her, and I never managed to see him and he never came to visit me, and that was a big massive question mark in my head, that what happened, that he never wanted to see us. So that kind of led me into finding more about human nature, about self-help books and all those sort of things to get myself out of that situation, because I thought my story is too hurtful to share with people, and even like I couldn't even talk with my mom about it because she never wanted to open up. So that kind of led me into knowing more about self-help and how to empower myself in the life. So I decided that sooner or later I have to get out of this frustration and miserable state that I was at, and I have to build my future. So what I did at the age of 18, I decided to migrate, and I had to further my education in order to get a better job, because financially I never had a support that I really wanted, so I had to support myself. So then I had to study and I had to work at the same time. So I managed to get an offer from one of the top 5 universities in the UK. So I studied my bachelor and I started working straight away, and I built my way up to my master's, and I started with teaching, and then eventually I got a management job, and as a manager I had a chance to inspire a lot of people. I managed to guide them through life, because at that time I realized that the story of my life could be useful to so many people out there, that they're really struggling and they're going through pain, and that could be a very powerful sort of motivation for them to get through whatever pain they're going through, and see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and life wouldn't stay like that forever. So eventually I realized that, okay, so I studied whatever I wanted to study, so I reached the highest state that I always wanted to, and I found the job that I always dreamt of, and now is the time to start helping others and supporting others in their life. And by sharing my experience and my knowledge, I am super sure that I can be role model to so many of women out there, that they're going through pain, like either they got divorced, or like their father wasn't there, or like the family, they were not supportive, or they didn't have enough money to support themselves, or so on. Like they questioned themselves a lot in their life. Their self-worth was under a lot of pressure, or they didn't feel as confident to show up and build their life and go after their dream. Now I'm working as a career advisor, and that kind of like gives me this opportunity to support people that they're looking for a job, or they are at the job and they want to improve their position, or they're at the job and they're not happy and they are looking for a plan to move on to a better job, and all those sort of things. So my message to you guys is always looking to a pain as a power to move you forward in life. So whenever there's a pain, just believe in yourself that that pain was given to you to turn it into something beautiful in your life. And when pain is coming, just don't shut off, just don't feel miserable, just open the door and welcome the pain, because trust me, that pain will push you through life and will give you a lot of power at the end, and will help you to achieve whatever you want if you look at it that way, instead of moaning, instead of feeling miserable about yourself or about the situation or blaming others. Just accept it, that this pain was given to you to push yourself through this and become a better person, or achieve your goals, or become a support to others.
So very, very, very nice listening to this story. But when you said that, how did you get self-motivated? I mean, it is not so easy, right, Pune, to get self-motivated
Well,
and then.
when as I said, my father left us at age of 2, so like when I was a kid, I always felt that I couldn't really enjoy my life like others, and in my head it was just because my father left me, so I'm not really confident as like other kids around me. So I thought, okay, so this confidence wasn't given to me, so now I have to build it myself. So I started reading self-help books, to realize how I can help myself, because I knew this support is not available for me out there, because my mom, she was devastated herself, she couldn't do anything for me anyways, and it was me and myself. So I thought, okay, that event dictates my future, so I thought, I'm going to build my own future, I'm not going to let this situation dictate to me. So by us reading self-help books and listening to so many podcasts and trying to discover more about like human nature and what's going on through their mind and through their heart and feelings when they get hurt through life, so what's going on through their mind, so that helped me to understand myself better and find a solution to move on from that state.
Great, great, Pune. Now, another question. What made you
Yeah.
decide? What made you decide which career you want to choose? Because you were taking, I mean, your life has been taking shape on you.
Okay, so to begin with, I mean, when I was just a kid, I always wanted to become a teacher, because I knew that there is a lot that I know that I can share with others. So when I decided to become a teacher, I knew that when I go to the classroom, I'm not going to teach only that specific subject that I chose to teach. So I'm going to teach them so many lessons which will be useful for them in their life. So that was my true calling, actually, to share a lot of things that I knew, because I told you I started very early in life to know about human, to know about our actual universe, about God, about all that. And I knew that every single thing that I want to share with them will help them in their life somehow. So that was what made me chose what I chose, and then obviously I built myself up, because I wanted to move up in that career. So I wanted to become a head head teacher, and then afterwards I became a manager, and afterwards I became a training head in a corporate sort of like colleges that I had so many departments under me. So I built my way all the way up. And now I think as a career advisor and just a sort of just a general advisor, I can share more with people, and I'm more free, basically, because when you're working for someone else, you will be limited in sort of being able to share whatever you want to share.
Wonderful. When I'm seeing so much of progress and so much of role changes in your life, right? I mean,
Yes.
you're from
Yes.
teacher, now you are at a career. So, what were the challenges which you faced while you were changing these roles one by one? And how did you climb up the ladder?
The challenge, I mean, yes, I had a very, very challenging life. Pooneh, why do you always choose challenging situation? Why do you put yourself in a challenging situation? Because you can always just choose a very easy path. And I'm like, well, that challenge will give me a lot of strength, a lot of power, and will boost my confidence to move a lot further in life. Yeah, I mean, the career that I chose, it was very challenging because I was working in the UK as a head of training for English department. So you can imagine, like, I was very young, and obviously, like, I had teachers that they were like 50 plus, and they had to be managed by me. So obviously, like, they wouldn't like it, they wouldn't sort of like, accept it easily. So you can imagine how much of a challenge I had to go through on a daily basis to prove myself that I'm young, but I know what I'm doing. So the other thing is, for me, peacefulness and happiness is number one. And if I am in a career, in a job that I feel like they do not see my true worth or value, or they, instead of sort of like using their education and experience and the energy, the positive energy that I have, instead of using that, just trying to turn it to something not very positive, or trying to limit me in sort of like being able to be myself, then I always distance myself. And I don't care. Obviously, changing a job is always very, very challenging, and it's always very painful, because obviously I already told you, like, financially I wasn't rich, so like I didn't have a lot of money sort of like supporting me, so I always had to support myself. So imagine like leaving a job without having, sometimes I didn't even have a plan, and I always believe in myself and in God that for sure I can find something a lot better. And this is exactly what happened in my life. Whenever I distanced myself from something which wasn't serving me, which wasn't making me happy, and which wasn't making me grow, always got something a lot better coming my way. And I always trust the universe, that obviously if I trust the universe and kind of like let go of some situations that I feel like, okay, I have to control it, at that very moment I just let go, and I pray to my spirit, to the universe, that please show me the right way to go. I always get the best results.
That is so much optimistic, Pooneh. That's really, really optimistic. And I'm sure you would have been getting the results that way. Uh, so, one last question. Now, what do you aspire to? Where do you look your future career?
Now I think, as I said, I'm super ready to be a support to all people, and especially women, because I know like there are a lot of women that they're actually suffering, because like generally speaking the world doesn't sort of like support women as much as they should be supported, I guess. So I'm ready to be a massive support to all people that they are struggling and they are going through pain, and help them and support them to be able to reach their actual potential and become happy again and powerful.
Wow, that's very good to listen, and that's again, that will make me come back to you and talk
Oh,
separately on
yes.
the topic as to how we can make such a wonderful plan to extend it further.
Sure, anytime. You're more than welcome to contact me anytime.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much.
You're more
It's
than
really
welcome. Thank you for me to give me this chance to be able to share my story, and I hope people can sort of like get a bit of motivation out of this.